Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be, I don't know, I'm sorry, I've not been on here for like over a year, and I have got somewhat fair excuse, I do have to admit, but I still feel really terrible, especially since we were in a lockdown for like basically all 2020, but I just thought I owed you guys an explanation. I'm not gonna pretend nothing happens. This is a really big part of my life. And you know what? I probably would have still continued doing my own self pity. If one of you guys hadn't like been messaging me. Some of you really lovely people reached out to me at the end of 2020, and I don't know how, like, you guys don't understand how important that was and how big of a role that played in my life. And you kept checking up on me, like, hey, are you okay? You've been very quiet, and like I've been really quiet on my social medias for months. Not just YouTube, but like my Instagram, my Twitter. Like I just didn't use social media. I kind of like cut off a lot of people, and just kind of isolated myself, which isn't the best considering my circumstances, but that's what it is. So I thought I'd just like let you guys know what happened in my life of 2020 and how I'm planning on moving forward. And just thank you guys for being there for me. It's such a hard time. So basically in January of 2020 I ended my long-term relationship with my ex. We were together for over 2 years. Pretty sure he cheated on me. Look, I know he cheated on me. When I phoned him, some other girl picked up the phone at like 2 in the morning in my flat, and I was like, right, okay, but don't know. And after that, I don't know what happened. I swear I had some sort of mental breakdown. I struggled so much to do the most basic of things. Like I lost motivation quite a lot. I thought it didn't really affect me that much because I went on a girls' like holiday ski trip thing straight afterwards. But I came back and I was just struggling with day-to-day basic things. Like I struggled with my basic university stuff. I was in my last year of uni. I struggled a lot more than I would have, I'm sure. And then come February, my grandma died, like Haboba. In our culture, everyone older than you, we just call them Haboba, which is grandma. But basically, my grandma died, and I was just like, oof, okay. And obviously, when you lose somebody close to you, you grieve and you go through a period of grieving. And my head was mentally not ever in the right place, and that was just like another punch in the gut, really. My brother was in hospital. My younger brother, he was in hospital because he has a lot of mental health issues. He was in a coma, randomly 3 years ago. He went to bed with a headache and just didn't wake up for like months. The doctors didn't have a clue what it was. Like he keeps getting in for tests. They don't know what's wrong with him. He's fine now, kind of, but he still has like mental breakdowns, psychotic breakdowns. They think he has psychosis and other things now. Like his personality completely changed. But it was like I was getting through it. I was just sticking through, getting through my last 2 months of uni, and then I got COVID in April. I had moved out into my own flat at this point. I was living by myself in a 1-bedroom flat, just me and my cat. I had no internet. That's also a reason I had no internet for like half of 2020. So I was just reading books. I was like using my data on my phone when I had it. I was just trying to entertain myself. I really house my thoughts. I went back to work though, as a carer, so I was like I had something to do. But my work's an hour's commute from where I stay, and the way the buses kept changing, I couldn't always pick up shifts because some of the days I couldn't work any weekends because I just couldn't get into work in time for my. And we went out to carpool, which is what we normally did, and it's like £15 to £20 on the taxi to get to work. So I had to choose. So I could only really work 2 days a week, 2 days a week. So I was like by myself for 4 days, and honestly, I just going to work let me have something to do, gave me some sort of structure in my life, and like I could see people. And I'm normally a person that is very easily entertained. I can sit by myself for weeks and months. I've been doing it now and I'm like I'm fine, But I think because it was just like I went from literally going to dance class and having socials every single day to having nothing, living by myself. Like, I hadn't lived by myself in 4 years. Like, after I moved out, I've always had either a flatmate or also lived with my boyfriend. So it was just so quiet at home, and you probably seen from my last video, which was months ago, that I had a proper mental breakdown. I bleached my hair 9 times, dyed it 8 times. Like, I was going through a moment. I shaved half my head, then shaved all of it. It's growing back mostly, thank God, and I put some extensions in and I'm good to go. But from the month of like March to like June was the worst time in my life. I thought at that time. Then one of my best friends came back from Bulgaria. Like, she left when the lockdown happened because her work got closed and she didn't have to pay rent. She didn't need to be here, and obviously Vino was online, so she went, and then she came back with the reopening. So she lived in my 1-bedroom flat with me. We shared the same bedroom, the same bed, everything basically. And you know what? She got me through 2020. If I didn't have her, I would not be here right now, and I know that for a fact. So just make sure you tell people how much they mean to you more, because you never know just who you could be helping you don't even realize. And then July 22nd, my older brother got murdered. Sorry, I feel like I'm gonna cry again every time I think about this. I feel like I'm gonna cry. Basically, he's like adopted, and he was back in our country, South Sudan. He stayed with my grandma. My grandma died, but she was like already 20 something. He's older than me. I'm already 22. So he had a job, obviously because of COVID. He was not working, so he went to this like place where they play cards with like and games and pool and stuff, like one of those like game places that the guys go to, I don't know. And there was some drunken person that came in and started picking a fight, and my brother is such a nice, kind person. Like, he will do everything in his power to help people he can, and he was trying to like defuse the situation. Someone had called the cops, but no one knew this man had a goddamn knife. Nobody knew. When the police came, they tried to pull him away, and he whipped out this knife and stabbed my cousin, my brother, and the policeman, and my brother died at the scene. So I got that through text from my dad the next day, right before I was meant to be working, and I just shut down entirely for like a month. I stopped going to work. I called my work. They were very understanding, but I just could not do anything. Like, it was raining outside. I had to go sit outside, and I think I cried like 5 years worth of tears left my body. It was the worst day of my life, 100%. I've never felt anything worse than that. And then my friend, my flatmate, she was like, we can't just have you sitting by yourself. And she rallied up some people and went hiking. And we were gone for like 6 hours, and it was really helpful. Then because I hope to like them to speak to anybody. Everyone was very like, they got it. But yeah, I just couldn't do anything for most of that month. So I just sat at home, cried, eating ice cream, even though I'm lactose intolerant. But it was like I got, every time I think about it, I still cry. So I just try not to think about it. It's not the best coping mechanism. Like, I'm not gonna pretend it is. I probably will figure out a way to cope with it when I have more time, but it's still pretty fresh. But I literally, after a few months, I was okay. They had lifted up the restrictions, stuff for opening. You can go to restaurants, bars, you can go out to your friends, go places. So the girls and me booked a last minute place, went to freaking Newcastle for 5 days. That was fun. I really like that city. Newcastle is such a good, I really want to live there. I don't know why, but I just really like that city. The people there were so lovely. Like, living in Aberdeen for so long has like skewed my perception of people. But I will tell you now, like, Aberdeen has the most rudest people in the entirety of Scotland, maybe even the UK. I don't know how to describe it. The people of Aberdeen are so rude that just, my first day here, I moved from Glasgow, I literally went to ask for help, and from this random person, and she started having a go at me, yelling at me, and I was like, I've never shouted at somebody in my life. Like, I'm sorry, if you shout at me, I will cry. So literally like an hour into like being in Aberdeen, I was in tears, and I was like stressed. I didn't get taxed to my student accommodation. I just didn't know what I was supposed to do. It was like good to get away from everything. It was just like nice and fresh, and my birthday was in September. Was not much I could do. We kind of stayed at home, went to like bar to get drinks, and then kind of went back to my flat. Didn't really do much. I was asleep by 10. Happy 22nd to me, right? Like, I already said this was a write-off. It's just a really shitty write-off. And then in October, when my friends died, let's not talk about death. There was a lot of people that I knew that died in this 2020, so it was a very trying moment in time, and I was trying to help people where I could, but I was struggling. So I ended up just like cutting contact with a lot of people that were really close to me, and I've been trying to fix that now that my mental health is a lot better. But I was getting through. I finished whatever my uni degree, and then I decided like it wasn't for me. I already knew it wasn't for me. I don't know why. I know why I chose to do a health course. It's because my parents had like talked to me, and like, and when you're in a black family, there's only really two routes, which is like medicine, healthcare, or engineering. That's all you can really do. And I do like healthcare. I do like helping people. As much as I hate to admit it, I'm a very nice, caring person, and I'm pretty empathetic. But what the last year and a half has taught me is I cannot deal with stupid people, like people that have no bearing and don't care at all for the consequences of what their actions and how it affects other people. I cannot. And with the degree I had, the field that I've been working in would be mostly in accident and emergency, and even from all the placements, the amount of people that came into the emergency departments purely caused by their own stupidity and their own fault, I was getting so annoyed, and I was like, I just don't think I could do that for the rest of my life. I just don't think I could do it. I work as a carer right now. I love old people. I love helping people. Like, but I just don't think I could work in that specific side of healthcare. And I had to think about, what did I really want to do? Like the year previously, I had for my small little business. I closed it because of COVID, and it was really successful. I really enjoyed that, so I thought I'd just do business. So I picked up doing another undergraduate degree in business management, international business management. And so like I had something to do from September on when uni classes started, so I had some sort of structure in my life, because it was first year, she had to go in person for like once every 2 weeks, so it wasn't so bad. I mean, I didn't go to any of the online classes. I slept through all of them. There was a whole freaking module I had to self-teach myself. I didn't go to a single class. I tried. I truly did. I'll insert a clip here of what happened when I tried to. This man, his voice sent me to sleep. I was like, this is grim. We ended up going to Cyprus really quickly and really cheap in October, because that's what we went to do for my birthday, but flights were cancelled in September, so we went in October instead, and kind of like a mix between Gabby, my flatmate, and me's birthday, because we're like a month and a half apart, so it was just like in between. It kind of fit perfectly, and it was really cheap. We all got tested before we left. It was in the travel corridor in the UK, really low percentage of things, and then I ended up just self-isolating when I came back. Anyway, just to be on the safe side. Anyway, I get tested every single time I go to work anyway, because I'm working in a care home. But I just had to be like sure, just be on the safe side. And then she didn't really go to work either for that whole month, so we were fine. And then I was just getting through uni. Uni was getting through me. It was pretty rough. I normally do for Christmas time, I help out in the children's hospices and the children's hospitals, where I buy a bunch of gifts for people that don't get to enjoy Christmas because all their time is worried about their health, or they haven't got the money. So I just get some round of some people, most of my friends, we dress up as elves, and then we get a Santa, and we have all these gifts we pick throughout the year for them, and then we take them to the hospitals. We couldn't do that this year, and I really wanted to try and help somebody, but because of all the restrictions on COVID, we couldn't, and I felt so bad, so I just ended up donating like £300 to one of the people that could do that, or that could end up going to the hospitals. Just do what I can, because I know people are struggling, and I also know the fortunate people that still had my job, even though I couldn't work as much as I probably would have wanted to. I still had a job, I still had a source of income. So most people I know ended up either getting furloughed or losing their jobs entirely, and finding another job is really, really hard right now, so my heart goes out to them. And then I thought, you know what, I made it through 2020, everything is going well, and then December happened, and oh my god, I was ill all of December. I just couldn't keep anything down. I couldn't drink water, couldn't have food. I was losing weight very quickly. I figured that some things were triggering my belly, and I spew like garlic and onions and certain vegetables and like certain smells, and I was like, right, okay. So I had to I cut out a lot of food, and I became so scared to eat certain things because I wanted to be able to keep my food down. But in the end, I just ended up living off crackers for the past 4 weeks. It was really, really, really grim. I'd eat and then I'd be sick in a few hours, but at least I thought I'd be keeping nutrients, so I wasn't like entirely starving. I went home Christmas, I couldn't really eat much of my Christmas dinner either. I was just really, really unwell. My brother was unwell as well at the same time, so we just kind of figured it was a bug. Then I was like, it was a really ill time. I had all my exams at that time. After half my exam, one of my exams, half of it I was over the counter, over the toilet spewing, and then had to run back and try to get everything. I didn't finish any of my exams. I just submitted what I had because I was just so unwell through the entire thing, but I just needed to get it done now, because I knew if I pushed it back next semester, I have four modules, and I just don't know how my health is going to be. My health has been really rocky for the past 4 years since I moved out. My health has been really rocky. I'm always in hospital, in and out of hospital, and that was the same with this past 2 months. I've just been in and out of hospital. It's been really bad, and then literally something else happened in January and December that I just don't want to disclose. But after all that, because of the illnesses that I had, and the fear of food that I ended up developing, because I wanted to keep down food, so I just didn't eat food. It's so weird when I think about it now, and I still can't help it. I still actively, or not even actively, it's a subconscious thing. I avoid eating certain things now, and then I can't eat that much, and I'm scared because I overeat, so my portions have been really small. And I ended up going to the hospital and getting a bunch of tests, and they weighed me and everything, and now I'm that anorexic now. So I'm just going to have to spend the next few months trying to build up an appetite and just try to fix my mental, the way I see things mentally, and just try to get back to being healthy. I have no energy to do anything. I've not had energy to do anything for months. I'm so sleepy. I can't stay awake for more than 2 hours. I collapse randomly throughout the freaking day. I was with the guy that I'm seeing a few days ago. We're making food and baking, and I almost fainted and collapsed 4 times. If he wasn't there, I would have seriously injured myself. I'm just really struggling to do things, but I've been told to try and push myself to do more things for longer, so that because the more I sleep, the less my time, the longer it will take my body to get better. That's just what I've been told, so I've just got to try to make little things. So the guy is so nice. He's like, I'll take you for a walk every single day that I see you. We'll make something, we'll make a plan. And the people that I've been speaking to, my subscribers, you guys are like family to me, honest to God. When I first made this channel 4 years ago, it was just for fun, and I was going through one of my lowest moments in time mentally. I had just tried to commit, and I told my therapist, told me to just try and find a distraction, because I had really bad depression and anxiety back then. It's really well managed and under control now, but like obviously this past year everyone's mental health has had some sort of toll, and I feel like I've just regressed back quite a lot. And speaking to some of you guys over on Twitter and my DMs and my Insta, it's just been so, like, I just know I have more than just me. I might not be able to see like people. I literally see like the same two people, my flatmate and the guy. So that's still better than being alone. But I just know that I have like 3,000 of you guys online. And I really want to like just go back to what it was 4 years ago, back to when everything was fine, everything was fun. And so I just thought I'd explain why I was away for so long, and I apologize. And I really do want to just, I don't really care about views, I don't really care about subscriber count. I just want to do something fun. I just want to like talk to you guys, laugh with you guys. Like, I found that my community, that my small little community that we made, is so positive and so loving, and you guys are so understanding, and I really, really appreciate that. And I just don't know how to thank you guys for, like, some of you guys have been so important to me to get through this. But yeah, I'm gonna try, and I can't promise that I can do daily posts like I used to do. I'm just not there, mentally, physically, emotionally. I'm not gonna pretend I am, but I will try and like post like once a week or whenever I can, but more frequently, just so that I have something to do. If you guys want me to do anything, just let me know. If you have any advice on how to like get better, how to gain weight, how to like fix myself, I'd also really appreciate that. But yeah, I really missed you guys. Thank you so much. Like, I could cry. If I could, I'd give you a big giant virtual hug. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. So thank you so much. Just comment down below if you need me to do anything. And I'll try it. Okay, bye.